Howdy y'all, it's Anna with Always Right, and in today's AuthorTube video, I couldn't actually do a decent intro when I was recording this video. So hi, this is Editing Anna, how you doing? But in today's AuthorTube video, yes, it's late, I know that, and number two, it is going to be me kind of going through the reference books I recently purchased at a Barnes & Noble sale. That's the entire video. So please stay tuned. Also, I don't know why I stopped myself when I started this intro. Howdy y'all, it's Anna with Always Right, and in today's little AuthorTube video, I'm gonna be showing off the resource books. Ooh. And I have no idea what I was trying to say with this intro. Howdy y'all, it's Anna with Always Right, and in today's AuthorTube video, we're going back into look at the really pretty books I bought section of the AuthorTube part. Really? Okay. Anyway, let's get into the video. So I went to my neighboring bigger town and they have a Barnes & Noble. And it has been over 6 months since I've been in a Barnes & Noble, and I just thought, why not? Why don't I just go see what they have? And when I walked in the door, there were all these signs, like hanging from the ceiling kind of signs, inside the store that were like, book annex. And I was like, yeah, what does that mean? And I figured out that that means that Barnes & Noble is basically trying to move a lot of the books that they have been building up and buying during COVID, you know. At least that's my guesstimate on it. I looked online, they didn't have a press release, they didn't have anything else. I've never heard of a book annex. I don't know why it's happening, I don't know, but I enjoyed it. Basically, during this book annex, a lot of their books are on sale for $5, $8, and $10. That includes hardcover fiction as well as hardcover other books, and I will show you those other books that I bought. So let's get into it. So I bought 10 books. It came out to a total of about $85, $90. I don't have the exact number because my mom also bought some books. She was with me. And so I don't have those books with me. I put them at her house where I put her. No, she took them to her house. So I don't know how much they were. I don't know a lot, but I do know that I have these 10 books and I'm gonna show you them. I went with the intent of basically just buying reference books. Like I said, they have a lot of fiction books also on sale, especially on their website, and I'm probably gonna go look at that shortly after I make this video. But I stuck mainly to the kind of reference material, the kind of like reading and learning, not so much literary books. And the first one I bought was Spanglish. It is the definitive dictionary of deliberately deceptive language. And it's a dictionary that just breaks down kind of phrases that don't mean what you think they mean, or it breaks down kind of the language that's used in industries. For example, healthcare procurement specialist is an insurance salesperson. Here's one example, pet friendly. According to real estate expert Barbara Cochran, and she's a lady that's on Shark Tank, if you see the words pet friendly in an ad, you can be certain that the house stinks. It's a really cute book that breaks down the language, the verbiage that industries use that you may see on the news, kind of buzzwords, if you will. And I think it's really interesting. I bought this for $8, and see it says book annex right there. Not all of the stickers I bought have the phrase book annex. I don't know if it's just like something they're like, we'll just call it that. That sounds good. After like they did half the stickers and they're like, oh, well, I'm not redoing those stickers. But got this one for $8. Is this a daily use? No. Oh, is it kind of more of a fun thing? Yes. The next book I bought was kind of more for work, Building with Secondhand Stuff. And this is basically a book that talks about salvaging old metal, salvaging stones, salvaging wood, talks about kind of the different types of woods. It's like a very small, it's 140 pages of just kind of talking about salvaging and saving old things in houses. And the back, it has kind of like some beams. I think this is another beam, and then it has like what I'm assuming is a fireplace made out of reclaimed bricks. So this is definitely more of a for work kind of book for me, and it was only $5, so I was like, done. The next book I got is heavy. This book's over 1,400 pages, and it is Bartlett's Familiar Quotations. It has quotes from like a lot of people, and it has the sources. I paid $5 for this. It originally was $50. It says so on the sticker right here. So with this book, I will never run out of captions for my Instagram posts. This has an assortment of quotes from world leaders, authors, kind of inspirational people, and it's huge. It's absolutely disgustingly large, and it was originally $50, which is insane to think of until you see like how big it is, and then you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But this one is just really fun, really pretty. It's definitely more of an inspirational kind of book. It's not so much like a reference book. The next book I bought was The Greeks. It's a Nat Geo book with Diane Harris Klein. This pairs with a PBS show called The Greeks. Surprise, I know. And it's basically a Greek history textbook, but watered down and a lot easier to understand. It doesn't go into so many details, but it has a lot of really good pictures with it, and it has text, it has explanations. I bought this because the Greeks have a lot of history, and the Greeks have contributed a lot to like archetypes, and this just seemed like it was easier than pulling out my giant textbook about medieval history that I have. The next two books I bought are kind of in the same series, and those are crash courses. I bought the psychology one and then the anatomy one. I do own a copy of Grey's Anatomy. It's forever old. I'm pretty sure it's from the 40s or 50s, but I did want to get something that just kind of gave nice pictures, you know, and had the little sticker tags to it, and that I didn't have to like go to Google. And it goes a little more in detail on it. So I thought, hey, this isn't bad for $10. I don't know what it originally was, because for some reason, like, the publishers aren't putting the prices on the books anymore, and I don't know why. Here's an example. So this one doesn't have an ISBN number, or this one has the ISBN number, and then this book right here has a price, like right there. Like you can see the price. No price, price. I don't know why. I don't know when they switched it, but they did. And then the next instant expert crash course book I have is psychology. I never took a psych class in college, so I felt that this would be very interesting, and especially for $5, it's really cute. It says cheap. So I bought that because I bought that. But I like it because it's just really, really interesting, and I think I could definitely just down this in one night. The next two books I bought are definitely more kind of trying to re-educate myself. So fun fact, in college I do have a writing degree, and that required 4 semesters of a foreign language. And I took Spanish for 3 years in high school. I'm surrounded by Spanish being in Texas. I cannot conjugate the verbs at all, like to save my life. I'm really bad at it. So I took Chinese, and I've forgotten a lot about it. I took 4 semesters of Chinese, and I watched my Chinese soaps, and I'm like missing words, and I'm like, this is annoying. So I bought for $5 Learn Mandarin Chinese, and I just discovered when I got home that this focuses more on the speaking side of Chinese than it does on kind of the characters. I kind of flipped through it very casually, and I didn't see any Chinese characters in this book, which is fine because I bought this one. And this has a little sticker that says CD inside, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder if it's still there because it's an older book. It is. So yay, that was $5. I am absolutely thrilled about this. I can't wait to get started back with this. I do still have my college textbooks before you ask, but this is $5. And the college textbooks I got put a heavier emphasis, a bigger focus on like the characters. So I was decent at reading characters, not really great at like the language itself, and it didn't help that in my class there was a girl that was fluent entirely fluent in Cantonese, which is one of the other kind of branches of Chinese. She would just fly through the Mandarin and I'd just be sitting there and I'd be like, I can write characters. So I bought both of these. This, it kind of feels more like a coffee table book. It's very cute, very pretty. The pages are really weird. I don't know if you can see, but like when you open it, the pages kind of do a weird thing at the edge. It's because the pages are like doubled up. You see how there's that gap in the pages? That's because it's like, it takes the page, there's one screen, and then it goes again. It doesn't have like a page break. It's like just doubled over. So it's a really cool looking book. I don't think it's gonna be helpful for learning Chinese, but I was like, it's pretty. We're on the last two. We're on the last two. You can do this. So this is the only book that I bought that was not on the Annex, and that is my animals book. So when I was really little, I had kind of like a little binder that had note cards, like big laminated note cards on animals, and it had all these facts about them, and it was like my favorite thing to play with when I was a kid. And so I bought this, and it's got like over 400 animals. It is insane. It's so cool. Of course I opened it to the sperm whale page. Hi, how are you? My name is Luck. Was that blue-footed booby? Oh, thank God. I was like, please don't tell me it's a sperm whale with a blue-footed booby next to it. But it's really cool. It kind of gives a little bit about each animal. It's a very heavy book. That's why I can't hold it up very well. But it's pretty. I was excited. It was $12.98 minus the 10%, so it came out to... Doesn't even matter, man. Doesn't even do the math. And I will definitely be using this as a reference, and when I get bored, and on Tuesdays, and probably like my bedtime story, just put it on my face and it'll help me go to sleep. Jesus, but this thing is, she's thick. It covers an arrangement of creatures. It seems to focus more on mammals, which I'm totally fine with if I'm being honest with you. But it's not just like zebra, lion. Like I found in here one time when I was just casually flipping through it. It has like Maine wolf right here. It has entries on the Maine wolf. It has like the little vampire deer. I don't know if you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's got a nice assortment of creatures. It's not just your like basic fetch animals. That's what I'm trying to say. And the last book I bought, it doesn't make sense other than I thought it was pretty. And that is the Martha Stewart Wedding Ideas and Inspiration book. It's pretty, I can't help it. So it has its plastic cover on right now, but in the store they had one that was, you could like flip through, of course. I was like flipping through that thing. It was so pretty. Like just the pictures are just stunning. This thing is thick. It's got canvas bound. It's so pretty. I absolutely love her, and she was originally $60, so why would you pay that? I paid $10. Hi, how are ya? I think it's absolutely beautiful. Is it gonna be like the most useful when I'm writing books? Probably not, but I was like, I want a pretty book. And the worst part is like, I'm nowhere near getting married. I'm not the type that romanticizes weddings. Like literally my ideal wedding is like not having one and just going to Europe and just having fun instead of spending money on a party. But I thought it was pretty and I was like, I'll write a book. I'll justify this somehow. But those are my 10 books I bought at the Barnes & Noble Book Annex event. I don't know if it's an event or if it's kind of like their way of life now, if you know. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite book out of my weird assortment. Very weird assortment. Like half of the books make sense. It's like, yeah, that makes sense as like an author why you would want to learn about that. And then the other half, it's like, why? Or it's like really like, this is like a for me, not for writer me. But I do plan on looking into some of their literary books because the prices on the literary books I saw online when I was Googling like the Barnes & Noble Book Annex event or whatever it is, they were like $5 for like $28, $29 hardback books. Thank you all so much for watching. I do like writing vlogs on Tuesdays and I do AuthorTube videos on Fridays. I don't do a lot of book hauls, but I do tend to post kind of like a monthly wrap up of the books I read with little summaries. And thank you all so much for watching. As always, let's get writing.